think I got it working. Finally. Hopefully nobody witnessed that tirade that I just went on. There's a reason why I don't open up my mic until I'm fully ready. Okay, so I'm here in the new location, which is my shed of doom. This is Art the Clown's dream back here. It's just a closet. I don't have a background yet. Give me a break, okay? I'm just moved into this place like a month ago. I can only do so much with so little time. Hope everybody's holidays were good. Mine were pretty good. But so I wanted to make it a point this year to do more of these live streams. Because for starters, I got a new program that I'm trying to work with, and I'm trying to kind of get everything squared away. Yeah, we're already at the new place. We moved in December, at the very beginning of December, but obviously, I mean, that was proving to be uh harder than we thought it would be. Um but yeah, so we moved into the new place and we got through the holidays and now everything's good. Um how did it go? Well, it went. I mean, I listen, I'm lucky that I'm married to who I'm married to because it could have been a lot worse. I stress a lot for moves, and she made it way, way better. And with this move, it's if anybody's watching in the LA area, you know that housing down here is it's a little chaotic. So being able to find something where we found it down in the Los Al area really made it easier than it should have been. Yo, Faith Keepers, what's happening? But listen, I wanted to talk to you guys about some stuff. So, like I was saying, I want to do more of these this year, and I want to do more of them with more of my friends. I kind of built up a little bit of a an arsenal of friends throughout the theme park vlogger community. And I'm hoping that I can utilize that this year to gain outside perspective because if you know me, you know I'm not the most attentive to detail sometimes, and it's to a detriment. So I like to get the perspective from people that are really in the game that I feel like are a little bit deeper than me, and I'm hoping that personally that helps me to gain a little bit more. Uh, what's the word I'm looking for? More of an arsenal of knowledge, so I know where to look and I can gain a little bit more confidence in delivering the news to people. I'm still learning. I'm still a little bit new to this game. An old man in life, but I got started on this very very late. So that being said, this Friday I'm going to be doing another live stream in the first of hopefully a very long-standing series with a few of my friends. I know David from Adventures with David's going to be here with me. The Crash from the Crash Zero is going to be here with me. I'm believing Andrew, SoCal Tall Guy, is going to be here with me, and maybe Dalen, Dalen LA will be here with me as well, and possibly Quentin from Wicked Journey. I want to, yeah, it's going to be. I'm hoping that it works out. I mean, you if you witnessed my tirade on mute in the last what's it called in the in the last live stream that I attempted just now, that's just with me. So you know my internet for some reason the modem's right there. It's I don't know. Sometimes it gets a little wackadoo, but we'll make do with what we have. Um, Ventures David is very nice. He is he's actually one of the first people that I met when I started doing this, and it was weird because I was a little bit intimidated. Uh, because he'd been doing it for a while, and he has the personality to do this kind of thing, and I don't. So he's very he's very sincere, and he's a very kind person, outgoing person, and um he's got the gumption. You know, he's got the words that he knows what to say in the time, and obviously I don't. Uh, but yeah, that's something. Well, hey, listen, I go to Knott's every week. I'm kind of back on my regularly scheduled program now that the holidays are over. Um, I'm there Mondays. I'm trying to do more Mondays now because I want to do Universal on Tuesdays. So I'll be there Mondays at opening. Me and Harley will just be kind of cruising around, doing the thing with the stuff. Um, yeah, I mean, hey, it's funny. Yeah, um, it's fun. I see David a lot more now. 'Cause we end up attending a lot more of the same functions. Uh, but yeah, it's always nice running into him because it's always good to we always have stuff to talk about. And now knowing that he's a wrestling fan too, as I guess a lot of people are. I didn't realize that. But it's it's fun to see that people have the same interests as me, not just with theme parks, but just in the same kind of general aspect of life. Uh, but yeah, I give me 1 second here. I want to go back to my X account because I want to start I want to start this stuff. So obviously I'm gonna be doing the live stream on Friday, and we'll probably touch on this again because I'll want to get everybody else's opinion on it. But they finally basically gave us the answers to what's going on that mountain where the Golden Bear Theater was. Let me find it. There's so many. You know what? I'm just gonna so you guys aren't just looking at my stupid face. I'm gonna screen share it with you so that you can see what I'm seeing. Okay, there we go. Still learning the program. The man cave. you know, I yes and no. It's the garage, but my motorcycle's here, uh, as well as Jensen's broken bike that I still got to fix, and all my tools. My tools. Fans of Always Sunny in Philadelphia will get that reference. And a healthy fridge of NOS energy drinks. But Crash will be here. You'll be here on Friday. So it's actually you'll be able to kind of weigh in on this too a little bit. Oh, okay. Well, before Knott's updates, so I if you watch the video that I dropped, I think I dropped the vlog yesterday, right? That was basically all that I have right now. I haven't been there since, but it was crazy that Soulspin just reopened out of the blue, even though against the sign out front's better wishes. Montezuma, we're going to talk more about that because I actually want to let Crash kind of fill you in on that stuff because he got like the scoop of scoops. So Friday, if he's allowed to, I don't want to throw anybody under the bus here, Crash. Baby, well, yes, that's how I roll. They all kicked me out of the garage. They're watching Kick-Ass in the house, I think, or something, or I don't know what they're watching, but they're watching a movie and eating ice cream in there. And I got punted out to the garage to my man cave. Was expecting Soulspin to close since the other rides are closed. I know. It's a weird it's weird because that that space seems to be kind of cursed. Because what was there? What was it? It was wind walkers or wind flyers or whatever it was called. That was there before was just a dumpster fire of an attraction, and that didn't last long. And I think before that, gosh, I wish I remember what was there before that. It was another flat ride, but just nothing that's been in that little corner of Fiesta Village just seemed to work. But I'm impressed with how fast they got it back up and running, especially since they're probably going to have to deal with a lot of litigation, I'm assuming, because there was a lot of people stuck on that ride for a very long time. And if people from Southern California are anything, they can be petty, and they can be what's the word I'm looking for? Uh, Opportunistic. So it is what it is. I don't know. I'm never going to ride it because there's no way my head could handle that. But it's good to see that it's running again. I do like the kinetic energy it provides over in that corner. We'll see how long it stays up this time. Once it gets hot, the thing overheats so fast. We'll see. And we're supposed to deal with like a cold front here in Southern California for a little bit, and then it's going to get warm again. So you know how it is. They're talking about dry winters and all that other stuff. What do we got here? Knott's Prestige. Oh shoot, Knott's Prestige Pass upgraded to All Park Passport. Worth it. Again, something that I do want to talk about on Friday. OG, if you were, I don't think you were here before. I'm gonna do another vlog on Friday with a bunch of my boys. And we're going to fill you in on all that stuff, on the like the kind of info that we've all collected. Long answer short, yes, I think so. I actually am kind of kicking myself in the butt right now because we renewed our passes at Six Flags and at Knott's separately last year. And I'm kind of wishing that we had waited with all this, but we'll give you like kind of the in-depth scoop with all that stuff when it on Friday. So Friday about 7:00, and me, Crash, I believe Quentin, did you go for scoop ice cream? Well, I would, but guess who ate all my ice cream? Yeah, all my drumstick ice cream's gone. So that's why I decided to come out here instead of joining them, because I'm bitter and I'm not a fan. But hopefully Quentin joins us too. Crash, David from Adventures of David, hopefully Andrew and Dalen as well. And then we'll get into it with the passport stuff, the legacy add-on, more of this, more of the coaster that's going to be going up, and a few things at Universal. And then I'm hoping to maybe do like some park fantasy booking. We'll probably do Knott's this week, since Knott's is kind of the home park for most of us that we kind of have in common. So we'll just kind of like fantasy book. What would we like to see come in? What would we like to see go away? And the sky's the limit. And then if you guys come in too, we'll get your input and we'll kind of bring it all together. And then if Knott's listens, maybe we get our wishes. Yeah, I have no idea. Like, I'm assuming this is about Soul Spin, right? The be a legal case. Yeah, I don't know. What do we got here? Barbacoa. Wait, what? Barbacoa will be added for Peanuts Festival. So I did hear that mac and cheese is going to be on the way out. I will say that. Crash, I think you're the one that actually told me that. And this is good news. Barbacoa. We don't get enough barbacoa. We don't get enough barbacoa at Knott's, and we don't get enough pastrami at Knott's anymore. I was thoroughly upset. Like, if you've seen the vlogs, you see I get upset anyway when I see the Wilderness Broiler close. But I was really upset when they got rid of my pastrami tots at the Calico Tot Shop. And then they got rid of the pastrami dog at the Wilderness Broiler. Doesn't take a lot to make me happy. But pastrami dog and pastrami tots every once in a while wouldn't hurt. Okay, so I wanted to talk about this before we. I lost my place, you guys. Hold on. I lost my place. Okay, we're back. We're back on track a little bit. All right. What we got? It's from Six Flags has their Diamond Pass for $140 and all park pass for $399. It's 5 months ago. Was it really? See, Andrea did it. I'm gonna throw her under the bus because I didn't. I think I renewed once she had everything like like put into place. But I'm so bad with that stuff. I actually had to renew all 5 of our passes individually. So I had to go renew a pass, log out, log back in, renew it because it wasn't working for me for some reason. I don't know. I boomered out hard. I can renew our Universal and our Knott's passes no problem. I was a master with Disney passes when I had Disney passes back in the day. But for some reason, sometimes my boomer brain gets me. And I say that, but I'm actually a millennial. I'm one of the embarrassing millennials. But I wanted to. Okay, so it's gonna be it's considered a like a thrill. Okay, so we'll start here, I guess. These are what the ride vehicles are going to be for this ride. It's like a thrill glide coaster is what it's going to be by Vekoma, however you pronounce it. I don't know. It's got a V and a K in it. I don't know. But what are you saying now, Crash? What do you? Oh, the old lemon bar. You know, if you guys weren't watching back at the Peanut Celebration last year, Crash actually gave me money on a live stream to go buy a lemon bar and try it. And I'm going to tell you, I don't like lemon bars. They're not my thing. Dude, the lemon bar was good. I would eat it again. Like, no cap. I would eat it again, for sure. When they first opened Wilderness Bro, they had a delicious spicy chicken sandwich with jalapenos. I could get into that. They have a oh no, that was where did we just had a spicy chicken sandwich? Was it a Mary Farm thing that we just had spicy chicken sandwich for? I don't remember. But this okay. So anyway, so this is the glide train. They have like it's a weird function. It's some sort of like crazy like I don't know like a workbench setup. But it's like got some. It's like I don't know some sort of like human centipede thing they got going on. So the track dangles above you, so you're hanging below. It's a glider, kind of like it's weird. It's like and the harness actually straps from the back of you, so it's not like Tatsu where you have the shoulder harness. The harness comes at the back and then it straps your legs in. There's a little bit better. I believe. See, I really hope that they don't lock your knees like that because that's gonna ruin my knees. My knees are already bad enough from hockey. I don't want to like not be able to get out of these restraints. You know what I'm saying? But this is what we have. It's like Ninja, ish. Well, I guess it can't really be like it could be like Ninja, because I think they have a front view of it. So it's like it could be like Ninja where you kind of dangle and you glide through. I think that would be dope. A lot of people are saying that because this is coming, that Ninja could be going away. I don't know if that's necessarily the case. Ninja, the only way I would see Ninja going away is if it keeps breaking down and they have to keep repairing it, and it's just then the cost outweighs the means and whatever. So this was really cool. I saw this is like the track layout. See, look over here. Is this the end for Ninja though? I don't know. So if you've seen, I'll try to find it. Vekoma does it's called Dragonfly. That's Concept Alleges. And I'll look at Dragonfly. I think that's an actual ride that they have somewhere. I tried to find it. I found Dragonflyer at Dollywood, and that's not the same thing. Take a break. Go back to the comments real quick. Faith Keepers, I was really impressed with the glazed ham cheeseburger. Did not have the glazed ham cheeseburger. I actually had a conversation with Andrea about this. I don't know how long ago it was. Oh, it was last Sunday when Mary Farm ended. We didn't eat that much food this year. I was actually kind of bummed about it. But there wasn't a lot on the menu that really kind of tickled her fancy. But I don't know, like the stuff that I ate, I liked. But this is the track layout for the roller coaster. Not as much. So here's the Golden Bear. Here's the theater, right? So this is where the theater used to be. I'm assuming. And this is like the promenade in front. So this is the queue space. So I'm assuming this is a queue space, and this is the load platform here. I don't know how close this is going to butt against Full Throttle. I think this is this might be tracked from the log ride. So it's weird because I thought it was actually going to jut out a lot further this way, but it looks like it's actually taking up more. It looks like it's going to take up the whole spot, the whole space, where the log ride used to be, and just really like be right up against Full Throttle. Because Full Throttle, the end part where the brake is, I think that's where that's behind where log ride used to be. So I don't know. It's hard to kind of gauge exactly like where we're at with that, but I thought that was kind of cool. And this were the permits that were pulled. If you're ever curious, Epic LA, LAcounty.gov, they do have, you can find gems like this. You kind of have to know what you're looking for. I'm still trying to get the vibe of what I'm looking for here. I tried to do it myself, like from the home screen, and like look for projects from somewhere else, and I couldn't figure it out. Everything I found was like digging for electrical for a snack bar, from 2021 or something. So, but I wanted to show you. Okay, so here, I think this is the Dragonfly thing. So this looks a little more comfortable. If you see the knees, you can kind of see that looks a little more comfortable. So you put your knees on that. I mean, still, if you have bad knees, then it might still be rough. And then the harness kind of goes in the back. This is a different roller coaster. Excuse me. This is a different roller coaster. But another interesting idea to consider was Vekman Dragonfly coaster, described as a cross between the Vampire at Chessington and motorbike style coaster, which I believe is what they ended up going with, right? I don't know. I didn't have any of the beers, not a single beer. I didn't have any of the alcohol at all this year. I really dropped the ball. I didn't really go as much as I wanted to, but again, like I said, with the move, and we had family come and visit. We've got the baby. This was her first Christmas, and I really didn't want to put such a burden on Andrea to have to take care of everything at home. So I was just really trying to like be home as much as I possibly could, and I tried to kind of plan around things and get through, get the work done that I could, but it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy, but we do what we got to do, right? I want to try to find, if you're curious what the what's it called is that I use. I want to find okay, so these are just other people's videos. I'm not gonna do other people's videos. This is different. First, new suspended coaster. Wayne, you're ridiculous. Family. He gets it though. I tried to find. Dylan already posted this. He showed up. He showed up at Universal after I did today, and he already got his thing done. I haven't even started my vlog. It'll be out tomorrow night. The Universal vlog will be out tomorrow. But so I don't know. I was trying to find something, but it doesn't look like I'm going to find anything. That's okay. Just in case you were wondering what I was looking at, I was just kind of going through my screen, my YouTube thing, and trying to find like. I watched this one. If you haven't, so Park Bros, if you haven't, if you don't really follow, Park Bros actually make really good, like informative videos, and so they like made a video about kind of all the stuff that I just talked about, but more in detail because they are just better at sharing this stuff. So yeah, but look, we can go back home um and talk about things that we know because this nothing says Chastain's in LA like Snoopy. Um Again, a lot of the stuff I want to get into with the other guys here. So it's not the first time I've been told that having Harley and the Bjorn. The only thing I need to do is find sunglasses for her to wear, and then I'll just and a shirt that says Carlos. That's the plan. All right. I'm jumping ahead. What do you think of replace Simpsons Land? Um. So it's funny. Like I spent a lot of time last year, probably more than I needed to, because I actually thought that the lease lasted longer, or I thought that the lease ended much sooner than it actually does. I didn't know that the lease went all the way out to 2028. Um, I thought that the lease was up at the end of this year. That's why I was like, oh man, the timing's all fitting perfectly. Um, but honestly, like with the Fast and Furious coaster coming in, you saw there's art on. Okay, now I want to go back to X. Something else with there's a lot of moving parts at Universal right now. It's really like kind of funky. Um, but my favorite guy to follow with Universal stuff. If you don't follow him on X, if you have X, follow Universal. This dude, he's there every day, and he gives you the lowdown on everything. It's ridiculous. Um, but he has this funky and Cow Missing as well. Cow Missing is really a really good source for stuff like this, like historical things. Um, but he had um like a rendering of Fast and Furious's loading platform, or what it was kind of look like. It was concept art, uh, but now I'm not going to be able to find it. Um, well, here's the hotel. If you guys are wondering what's going on with the hotel, so this is what it's supposed to be looking like. Um, I know I'm kind of going off topic now, Crash. My bad. I don't really know what's going to go in that line, but I honestly, if they're smart, not saying that they are. Well, I don't know. Fast and Furious is such a moneymaker for them. I could see that whole side of that whole part of the park being Fast and Furious esque. Uh, but was he? He might have been. I don't know. I don't know. I saw Dylan there earlier, and I saw Chris from America's Coaster Network. They were there today, vlogging about the Fast and Furious coaster. But I don't know. I was only there for a couple hours. I left at like 1:15 or something. Yeah, you're right. I mean, um, and I think that's kind of where I'm like, because at first I was all on board. I was like, yeah, this kind of works. But you're right. Fast and Furious does get old really quick. It's kind of a one trick pony. But I can see it. Okay, so what they may end up doing is maybe splitting it into two different lands. I'd like to see the back where the Simpsons like ride is. I'd like to see that go back to some sort of Universal Legacy Park. Not necessarily have to be Back to the Future, uh, but honestly, I'm not even opposed to them like demoing that building, losing the simulator, and putting something else there. Just because I mean that simulator's so old. Um, it doesn't eat lines real quick like it used to. Uh, and I rode the ride once. I got sick, and I was like, I'm never doing that again. And that was back in 2009 when the ride was still new, and it still got me sick. But since then, like I've heard nothing but like the video, like the video is like out of sync with the movements of the train and or the movements of the car and stuff. And I don't know. I think speaking of old, I don't know. I think that area's run its course. But a lot of it also depends on, again, we go back to the conversation of like all these moving parts. So you know that Universal's got their little hillside project that they're doing, right? The little mystery project on the hill, which what people are saying is going to be where, what's it called, where the tram location is going to be set up. Speaking of Cal missing, could be kind of cool to see Rock Slide on the tour again. So if the tram moves over there, right, down on the lower lot, you've got where the tram platform currently is available. And I know they want to expand there. So you can make, I personally, I wanted that to be like a legacy area. Even like how they're opening Epic Universe now. If like Universal Monsters goes down there, like from what I hear, they want to make that Dagon Alley. Look, it is what it is. That's fine. I'm not a big Harry Potter fan. I think that's why I'm not like marking out for something like that. But I would like to see, because Universal, they do an awful lot of bragging about being the ground zero, the ground floor for being like where the monsters came from. Universal Monsters is what made the studio back in the 20s when all these studios had different niches that they fit. Universal was the monster studio, and we don't have anything to do with the monsters anymore. There's nothing there. Dracula, Frankenstein's monster, Bride of Frankenstein, and Beetlejuice will walk around every once in a while, but there's no like that. The castle's gone, and like it's kind of a shame. I think that and I'm hoping that with Epic Universe, look, that's what I'm seeing most people excited for is the monsters. I forgot what Dark Universe, I think is what it's called, and that's what I'm the most excited for. By the way, little tidbit, Andrea and I are going to Florida for the first time in September to do Horror Nights over there and go to Epic Universe and do all that. So we're very excited for that. We didn't think that was going to happen, but it's happening. So just go with it, people. iFly closed down. So so I'd like to, I would love to see that happen. I don't think that's what's going to happen. They're probably just going to go with their moneymakers, go with Diagon Alley, and that's fine. And if that's the case, then maybe they do something with Universal Monsters up where Simpsons Land is. And I know that was a really long, like drawn out answer, but sorry, man. Wicked Emerald City. So that's not a bad idea either. Honestly, I wouldn't even want to make it like Wicked Emerald City, but more Wizard of Oz Emerald City, because I feel like that, like, well, yeah, we have to see what kind of legs Wicked has. Like, yeah, we know it's going to clean up for award season and stuff, and it did well in the box office, and it already got greenlit for a sequel. Let's see what happens. It very well, because if you look around the park, it's kind of set for franchises. With Illumination, Jurassic Park, The Mummy, Transformers, Fast and Furious. It's and none of those things were really made until those properties became like a thing. I kind of said the same thing about Minecraft. Now, I would rather see a Wicked, an Oz, like a Land of Oz land there before I would like to see a Minecraft land. Just because I feel like any video game territory should be invested in Super Nintendo World. They've got that property. They need to eat it. Donkey Kong he's on fire out there in Japan right now. And the ride looks dope in Orlando too. So I'm hoping that they bring that. If you haven't seen that Donkey Kong, I'm sure you have. You had to have seen that, the Donkey Kong in Universal. Is it Tokyo? But it's so cool. Come on, baby, show it to me. Okay, don't give me all that. Man, we haven't even talked about FanFest nights either. Look at this. Look at how cool that is. I mean, props to the performer too, man, for doing the squat at the end of the video. I love it. Like this. Yes. Like, I love it. I love it so much. So I think if they're going to take the video game route, that should be the way they go. Nintendo properties. Let's go with The Legend of Zelda. I don't know why they haven't made a Legend of Zelda movie yet. I heard that there was a rumor that they were going to start making all those properties and then have like the Nintendo Cinematic Universe with the big final. What's the word, or what's the game with all the characters beating each other up? Bash Bros, Super Bash Bros, or something like that. I don't remember. It was something. We got Crash. You think they're prepping a new team side? They have more room. Simpsons leaves build. Oh, tram side. I don't know. I mean, technically it connects. You know, that whole hillside there connects. But I mean, it's such a there's such a it's such a convincing rumor that that's going to be where the tram goes, that I can see it flowing off. If you're facing Springfield, the hillside over here, flowing off to where the tram goes that way. But it also it just works well to have an escalator kind of teleport you to a different land, a la Epic Universe, where you've got the big portals or whatever that take you to different lands. It's easier to kind of do the transition that way. I'd like to see more of that. Super Smash Bros. There you go. Thank you. Again, boomer brain. I was close. I said Bash Bros. Smash Bros. Super Smash Bros. Yeah. Yeah. So again, the moving parts are you bring in Fast and Furious, right? So Fast and Furious is there. Again, I can't find that concept art of Hollywood Darift. Is it this one? Yeah. Okay, so it's this one. Screamscape. So this is kind of what it's just what the platform might look like, right? So, but if you look here, so that's Luigi's Pizza. So they still plan on having Springfield there for a little bit. This is obviously the power plant building, whatever. Right there, it looks like it says Ben and Jerry's. I think that's what it says, Ben and Jerry's. Now, Ben and Jerry's is rumored to leave City Walk. So they'll move Ben and Jerry's out of there, bring it into here. I don't know what that has to do with Fast and Furious, but that's kind of the beginning. That kind of signals-ish the beginning of the end of Springfield. Because right now it's Phineas Q. Butterworth or Butterfat's ice cream. So if they just start hacking limb by limb and just slowly take Springfield away, I really hope they don't replace it with just a bunch of franchises like this. Ben and Jerry's is probably going to do better than the ice cream shop that they have now. The ice cream shop that they have now is really good. I just don't really ever see a lot of people in it. Fast and Furious on a tram go. Yeah. So that's what I'm hoping, man. I hope to God that that's going to go away. I would like to see it go away before the fact. I think people have had enough of Supercharged. I know people have they've petitioned to have it taken out in Orlando too, because it's a whole separate attraction in Orlando. I'm sure it's a complete walk on because people in Florida don't like it either. At least here it's part of the tram, so it's just quick in and out. But I'm not gonna lie to you. Um, Whenever that part of the tram ride is down, I do breathe a sigh of relief because it's just the cringe makes me feel ick in that every time I go through that ride. Uh, it's not my jam. So what else do we have here? So this is I don't know how I feel about this. Obviously, this is just concept art from Screamscape. So I do dig the car. I'd like to actually see Dom's Charger out there instead. I'm kind of hoping that we get the one that they have. It's actually on the back lot on the studio tour. I'd like to see that out here instead. It's a little more iconic with that big freaking engine piece sticking out of the hood. That's pretty dope. And this is the one I just showed you. So yeah, so that's kind of an overhead view. It's going to take up a lot more space than that, obviously. It's going to go all the way down yonder. You guys, you have no idea how excited I am for this freaking ride. I didn't even ride through like loopy rides yet. Hopefully, I'm getting inner ear surgery this year, so my vertigo will go away and I can get back to doing that stuff. But we'll see. Andrea's pushing for it. She needs me on there with her. Supercharge goes away. We can replace that. Anything, man. Anything. That's you take Supercharge. I mean, that building's been 3 different things over the past 50 years, and it's like 3 different things. You know what I mean? I'm hoping that it wouldn't be replaced by another 360 3D thing, because it's just not done well in there. That screen, it's not high enough. The 3D feels real wonky. It feels like it's like kind of like raked out the screens, so it makes it feel like the depth of field is just off. But I mean, maybe you can do something with Minecraft there, or maybe you can do something with Oz there, with Wicked. Obviously, it's got to be something really cool I don't even know about. I'm not sure, man. I haven't really given that much thought. I've just wanted Fast and Furious out of there. As long as they don't bring back Avalanche, because that would make me not go on the tram ride anymore. Speaking of vertigo, that makes people that don't have vertigo dizzy. That was the whole point of that. But also on the tram ride, if you don't know, oh my gosh, what is this? 5 new experiences, Universal Destination Experience, Epic Universe, FanFest Nights, Singapore's Minion Land, Donkey Kong Country, and Horror Unleashed. That's the other thing. See, this is why I wanted to do this tonight, because there's too much stuff to talk about just within Universal itself. Look at this. This is ridiculous. So there's Minions. There's your Minions Land in Singapore. Oh man. This is getting overlooked so much, the Horror Unleashed, because of Epic Universe and Hollywood Drift. Y'all, don't sleep on this, man. This is gonna be the real deal. That's gonna be worth the drive more than once. Yeah, come on. I gotta show this one first. Starport's Cat said, nice. Semicolon, / period. Cat. Yeah, it definitely won't be Avalanche. We already know that Avalanche isn't going to go on there anymore. They don't like to repeat things. They don't like to bring things back. Got old after Tokyo Drift. So I actually really liked Fast and Furious 5, the one with where The Rock was introduced. And I liked parts of 6. 6 is when it started getting really, really ridiculous. That was the one. I think 6 is the one with like the 10-mile runway at the end with the airplane, where the airplane was on the runway for like 15 minutes going like 300 miles an hour. It just didn't end. I mean, I don't know. But after that, I think Justin Lin started directing it, which that's not that guy doesn't understand physics. So he was earmarked for Star Trek, the third one. I think he ended up doing Star Trek, the third one, and I was really excited for that because I was like, oh, it's up in space. He can kind of do whatever he wants. He's really good at making people fly around anyway in the movie. I Andrew and I tried to watch Fast X. We got through the scene where they were playing pinball with the giant bomb in Italy or something, and I love Jason Momoa. I have such a little boy crush on Jason Momoa, and most of the stuff that he does, I'm all on board for, with the exception of Conan the Barbarian, that one that he did back in like 2010. But that wasn't his fault. He was very green at that point, and that movie just wasn't well written. Um, but we never finished Fast X, and I don't think we're gonna watch the second part of it either. Because you're right, it just got kind of old. It was just one of those things where it's like, all right, we get it. Like they're superheroes now. Now, if they introduce them into like GI Joe land, or if they introduce like Transformers, I can get on board with that. Just get if you're gonna go ridiculous, go just full on ridiculous. That's what I say. I don't know. Yeah, I feel like Shrek is one of those things too that they kind of just pushed by the wayside. Because the Shrek theater now it's the Kung Fu Panda, it's the DreamWorks theater, but I feel like it would be really cool if they actually cycled movies through, like they had different show times. Kung Fu Panda here, Shrek here, and then maybe a Trolls show here. You know what I mean? Just kind of, just I don't know. That would be what I would do with that theater instead of just having the one right. The Kung Fu Panda thing is cool, but that's another one that got old. Granted, when you go on these things 100 times, anything gets old. Gosh, it's already 8:30. I think I'm gonna have to call it there. Unfortunately, just because I have to be up early tomorrow. Yeah, no, and Donkey's a hit, and I think a lot of that has less to do with him being Donkey and more to do with him just being just hiring good actors to play him. Kung Fu Panda like 2 million. What do you mean 2 million? Was it really that much? Because they had the theater there already. Did it cost 2 million to retrofit Kung Fu Panda for that? Woof. Yikes. I didn't see it. Or wait, Last Wish. Are you talking about? Are you talking about the? Was there a ride called Last Wish? See, this is why I'm cutting this stream off because I don't know. I don't know where we're going here. Yeah. So again, I will be back on Friday with a lot of the homies. We're gonna all be there. Crash will be there. Maybe Quentin will be there. He hasn't confirmed yet, but from Wicked Journey will be there. Adventures with David. Hopefully, SoCal Tall Guy and Dale in LA will be here too. I will. Hopefully, it looks less slasher in the background. I'll have a green screen back there. I don't know if my computer can handle it. Oh, Puss. I don't know. I didn't see it. I like that character though. I really like Puss in Boots. I like all those characters. I like the DreamWorks movies, and the Illumination movies. I'm kind of a fan of most of them. But yeah, but we will be back Friday, and we'll try to talk and get more in depth without me like getting sidetracked and having all my ADD and going off and doing all kinds of random things. But okay, all right. Oh, okay. Is it in? It's not in theaters or anything, is it? It's just on streaming. I'm assuming, like on Peacock, right? I hope I'm right. Because if it's on Peacock, I can go watch it right now. Yeah. So, but I'll be back Friday, 7 o'clock, with some of the boys, and we'll talk more about all the stuff that's happening. I'll get kind of gauge their reactions, see what they have to say about it, and then we'll do a little fantasy booking at. We'll try to focus on Knott's Berry Farm. I can't guarantee that we will because my scatterbrain. You saw what happened tonight. I wanted to focus on Six Flags, and it ended up just going to Universal. Now, Universal, it may end up going to Universal because there's just like I showed you a little while ago, there's so much going on with it that it's really hard to kind of just put that by the wayside. But uh, thank you guys, everybody that showed up and watched, and hopefully come back Friday, and we'll have more. Okay, it is on Peacock. All right, good. I was vamping until you until you responded, so that I knew where to go find it. Yes. So until Friday, I will have a new Universal vlog out tomorrow, and then a new Six Flags vlog hopefully out on Thursday, and then that live stream Friday night. So until we see y'all up on the mountain, out at the studio, or at the farm, or here in my garage, catch y'all on that flip it flop.